This is the Jack Murphy Podcast. Here's your host, Jack Murphy.
Well, I don't know about you guys. By the way, it's very cold here, and I'm celebrating America's big hockey win, the gold medal over the Canadians.
USA!
You know, and I'm seeing a lot of Canadians on social media claiming it was Canada's game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They can't take our country or our sport.
But we won. How could it be your game if we won?
Women
Well,
and men.
then there's one of the players who said, well, it was obvious from watching the game which team was the better team. Like,
The one that won.
Yeah, the one that's got the gold medal. Right?
The one that won, yeah. And what's the kid's name that is the big star?
Hughes.
Hughes, yeah. I love the guy. After the game, he got his teeth knocked out.
He got hit with a high stick and knocked his teeth out.
Yeah.
And he came right back in there.
Yeah,
Right.
he's a stud, but listen to him.
I'm lucky I'm from the best country in the world, and we got great dentists there too, so I'm lucky I'm American, and they're going to fix me right up.
Yeah, we got great dentists.
Yeah.
Woo! But anyway, great victory. You know, Daniel, he's more into the Olympics than I am, Alpha. I like the downhill skiing. That's about it. I didn't know that hockey game was on, so I didn't get into that until he called me to let me know. But, next thing I know, he's watching like the couples ice skating or something.
I was not watching couples.
I don't know.
That doesn't make you gay necessarily.
It's close.
Well, hey, not that there's anything wrong with that.
You're getting close if you're watching couples ice skating.
Hey. I have a page where I interview really fit people and how they got so jacked. Can I ask you what your workout is?
Oh. Yeah, it's discipline. It's discipline. A lot of people don't get that part. I lift heavy weights. I do a lot of cardio.
Yeah, I was actually asking
and
him.
It's diet, too. The diet is crucial, right? I really watch what I eat because my body's a temple.
Okay, well,
so it's
thank
really
you.
important to get the
Yeah.
food.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. Appreciate you.
Well, listen, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really a monkey person. Mm-hmm. I've seen too many people that have been attacked by monkeys, and I've seen too many people that tried to have them as pets, and they have to wear diapers, and it's just not the kind of thing you want as a pet. But I'll tell you what, this Punch the Monkey has captured my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Punch the Monkey, Daniel?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've read about it. Is it like a stuffed orangutan?
No,
Well,
it's an actual monkey, and he's at the zoo,
In Japan.
they put him in the zoo, and the big monkeys were mean to him.
Well, he was born there. His mother rejected him after he was born.
Well, anyway, they shoo him away, and they attack him and everything. So somebody gave him a stuffed monkey, and when he gets attacked, he goes over and hugs the stuffed monkey, and it's just sad. Watch this, just so look.
Oh.
But he's finally got a friend now.
Yes.
Because he's just a little baby. When Daniel was a baby, that's kind of the way it was at his house. His big brother used to beat the shit out of him.
I tell everybody all the time I grew up in a headlock.
and he didn't have a little stuffed monkey to go comfort him in his
Had to
bedroom.
watch TV like this.
It's really cold here. And I ran into a guy at church that we had a choir practice Thursday night I went to. This guy's an airline pilot, and he had been out for about a week. And I said, where you been? He's, we were in Mexico. I went, we're at Cancun. And I said,
do they know you're in the Paradise Cafe Hall of Fame karaoke?
No, I don't.
Is that how you got into the choir?
I don't mention that kind of thing, Daniel. But anyway, I said, well, how was it? Did you see any, violent? Because I'll tell you, the last time I was in Cancun, if you left the resort, which a lot of people make the mistake of doing and just walk around, there's like drug dealers on every corner and hookers and Cabo San Lucas, which used to be a paradise on earth. It's the same way. It's really gone downhill. But he said we never left the resort, which is, if you're going to go down there, don't ever leave the resort. Right. Ride on the resort's bus to the resort and ride on their bus back to the airport. That's where you're set. Because a lot of people don't know it, but there are some big name resorts down there, the Hiltons and that type thing. But a lot of those resorts that are Moon this or you know who they're owned by? Cartels. They're owned by the cartels. Mm-hmm. And the reason they get attacked sometimes in places like Puerto Vallarta, it's a cartel attacking the other cartel's assets. Mm-hmm. Now, as you know, President Trump has declared these cartels as narco-terrorists. And if you didn't believe they were, have you watched what's happened in the last 24 hours on video? I think you'll begin to see that they are. Apparently, our Navy SEALs worked. Look, the whole government of Mexico, besides the Navy, is what I've been told, is very corrupt. And the cartel has infiltrated all of it. They pay them a lot of money. The police forces are corrupt. The military's corrupt, the government, and I firmly believe that Sheinbaum, their president's probably corrupt, and so have the ones before her been corrupt as well.
Well, did you hear what she just said?
She hadn't said anything until this morning. What did she say?
Well, she said, if you go after the narcos, you are violating their rights.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, President Trump has said we're not going to allow them to bring fentanyl into the country. Look, we've had more people die of fentanyl than we had soldiers dying World War II, the Vietnam, and World War I combined. People don't stop and realize how big of a number that is. Besides the child sex trafficking and the human trafficking of illegals into the country. But apparently our Navy SEALs worked with their military forces to come up with this plan to go after this Jalisco new generation cartel.
Micho?
El Mencho.
El Mencho, yeah.
Yeah.
But I watched a video this morning that took place back in 2016 when the Mexican military was closing in on this guy, and he got on the phone with him and said, hey, you better back up or some bad stuff's going to happen to your family. And they backed up. They let him alone. But this time...
Well, he had been arrested in California numerous times on drug and weapons charges and was released every time.
He's been released permanently now because they killed his ass and he's dead. Of course, they got a whole line of it's a famous line from what's that series Alpha that was shot up on Lake Lanier?
Ozark.
That famous line from little redneck that's growing poppies when they kill that Mexican guy, and he goes, "That's the good thing about Mexico. They got plenty more Mexicans sitting up there." So I'm sure they're lined up. But, they instantly just went out. They would set buses on fire, block the roads. They took over the Guadalajara airport. They set some airplanes on fire, buses on fire. And they're warning, the cartel is warning on social media, stay in your houses, don't come out until our demands are met. I don't know what the demands are, but...
Yeah, they've already got another guy who's claiming he's in charge now. So,
oh, they have a structured command just like the military does. But we'll see how the other cartels react. When I lived there in the '80s, I used to go down to San Diego. But I drove down and would actually go into Tijuana, which I would never do now. But there was a club there. It was called the Olacer Club. And there was a Jewish family who had immigrated to Mexico like 100 years earlier. These people were very rich. They owned property and businesses all up and down Baja. But the two younger, their last name was Galicot. They owned an incredible nightclub in Tijuana called the Oleser Club. And they were booking, this was in the late 80s, they were booking big name entertainment stars to come in on Friday and Saturday nights. And so they wanted me to come down and host. And I said, look, I'm not driving to Tijuana. I've heard too many nightmares. I'm not doing it. And they said, no problem, Senor Jack. We'll send a car for you. And so every Friday and Saturday night, they'd send a car. They'd pick me up at my house, drive me down across the border. I would get up, introduce the act. I got free drinks and free dinner. And then they'd drive me home at the end of the night and pay you $500. I mean, it was a sweet deal. So, but several times, I'll never forget this. The main DJ there was a guy named Jorge, and it was me. You remember a band called Expose?
Yeah.
They're pretty big. It was me, the three girls from Expose, and Jorge in this Cadillac. He's driving us back to San Diego. He's dropping me at the house and them at the airport. Well, we're driving along, and all of a sudden, blue lights. We get pulled over, and we're in this really shady area of Tijuana. And Jorge gets out, and they're like, they're like going 90 miles an hour. And Jorge comes back and goes, you guys got any money? And I said, I don't know. I
just got paid today.
I got like 25. Well, no, they always gave me a check. So I said, I got like $25. And he said, we got to come up with 200 or we're going to jail.
Ooh,
and he goes, it's Friday night. We won't get out till Tuesday. And he goes, and they're yelling at him. He's going, so we had $75 between us. And we gave them the $75. They said, okay. And they uncuffed us all and let us go. And that happened to me 2 or 3 times, and it was not a very good feeling, I'll tell you.
So was it worth going down there for $500?
Yeah, the club was so fun. I mean, they were like, listen, kids from all over L.A., Orange County, and San Diego would go down there because they had this great entertainment, but they could underage drink. And they charged, way back then, like $20. It'd be 2,000 kids in there, and it was like a New York nightclub. I mean, it was really, really nice place. But that
I went to Cabo, I don't know, it's probably about 7, 8 years ago, and we played in a Pro-Am golf tournament in Cabo. Stayed at this really nice resort, everything. It was great, And then one night we went downtown Cabo and
Cabo San Jose or Cabo San Lucas?
Lucas.
Okay.
And then we went downtown and ate and went to Cabo Wabo, the bar that Sammy Hagar and the guys from Van Halen on. We had no issues. I mean, it was...
when I used to go down to Cabo San Lucas, I would drive across the border, I park my car at the border, walk across, get a cab to the airport for $350. I got round-trip airfare and 7 nights at this little hotel in Cabo. And back then, it was dirt streets. They had just started putting pavers on the streets, and it was great. Now, the last time I went down there to the Giggling Marlin, which is not a great area of town, and it felt different. Like, there were guys on the street corners that I could tell were drug dealers. And they were watching you and look. It just wasn't as comfortable as it used to be, but it is what it is.
Well, the new guy in charge, his name is Fausto Isidro Meza Flores.
So they're going to have to come up with a better short name than that. That's true.
Well, that is short for them.
Flores. But I think it's going to get a lot worse there before it gets better. That's for sure.
I won't be going anytime soon.
That's a joke that me and my brother-in-law used to have back then was my father-in-law was a cop, and his best friend was a cop, and his best friend retired before him, and his best friend, him and his family were avid surfers, and they had a RV, and they went down to Rosarita Beach, which is just below Tijuana all the time, and they would camp in their RV on the beach and surf for 2 or 3 days, cook all their own meals, Well, they got attacked one night on the beach. by 4 guys. His daughter got raped. His wife got raped. He got stabbed. His son got knocked unconscious.
Dang.
And he drove the RV bleeding back across the border to get medical help. And, of course, nothing ever became of it. But so my father-in-law and my brother-in-law were real anti-Mexico. My brother-in-law, his joke was always, it's just like Hawaii, except for the murdering and the slaughter.
No, the other crime.
Yeah. All right, so last week, you might remember our episode about the woman who had some special laundry instructions about, it was a travel tip, and her travel tip was you could wash your underwear in the Keurig coffee machine or the coffee maker.
Now, obviously, that only works for tiny women with the thongs. When you got those big granny panties, it would be hard to stuff those things.
Well, you got to have a Mr. Coffee. It's got a little bigger thing.
You have to Joe DiMaggio.
The industrial size.
Well, anyway, so this woman, apparently she's fairly famous on social media, and some other people were looking at that room that she was in and realized they had stayed at that hotel, maybe even in that exact room.
And drank the coffee.
And they have filed a lawsuit against her.
Put your underwear where you would put the coffee grounds. You close it.
A TikTok creator is facing a lawsuit after posting a controversial hotel hack online. Tara Woodcox, who describes herself as a health and nutrition blogger, shared a video showing people how to wash underwear using a hotel coffee maker while traveling. In the video, Tara explains that if you run out of clean underwear, you can place it inside the coffee filter compartment, close the lid, and press the brew button. The machine then sprays hot water over the fabric. She suggests drying the underwear with a bathroom hairdryer before wearing it again. The video quickly went viral. Many viewers said this is exactly why they avoid using hotel coffee machines. Days later, several guests realized they had stayed at the same hotel as Tara and had already used the in-room coffee makers. Some filed complaints and demanded compensation. To calm the situation, the hotel reportedly offered refunds to recent guests and replaced all coffee machines on the property. The hotel has now filed a lawsuit against Tara Woodcox, seeking about $1 million in damages for financial loss and reputational harm. The story has sparked debate online about responsibility and hygiene while traveling. After hearing this, would you still use a hotel coffee machine?
Okay. I think the hotel will probably have a better case because you have to prove some sort of damage. And I'm not sure if you're not sure you were in that room.
Well, wasn't it like a Hampton Inn or something?
Yeah, but in Discovery, they can find out really quickly if they were in that room or not, Alpha, through
they
Discovery.
all look alike.
And then, but they can, in Discovery, they can make the hotel tell them what room she was in and what room they were in. If you were in it, they could say, I'll tell you what the damages are. I can't drink freaking coffee anymore. And it was a great pleasure. And that's the damage right there. And, now these juries in a lot of places, they'll give you a lot of money for that. I can't even go to Starbucks and enjoy coffee anymore because of you.
Especially that Brazilian blend. I don't know.
Yeah. Every time I take a sip, it tastes like panties. And
well, that would be safer, Alpha, than the regular blend.
Yeah.
At least you wouldn't get anything stuck in your teeth.
We will keep an eye on the panty washing case for you here on the Jack Murphy podcast.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy.
Now, did you see the B.I. Itch that abandoned her dog over the weekend?
Oh, man. And the cutest little dog, man.
What is wrong with people?
Was this at the airport?
Was it Vegas?
I believe it was. Yeah, it was JetBlue Airlines. Yeah.
So this woman shows up, and I guess she was going to have to buy another ticket because her dog was a little bigger or something? What was the story?
Well, she was claiming it was a support dog, but she couldn't produce any evidence that she needed a support animal.
Dog, right?
Oh, actually, all she had to do was fill out a form, and she refused to do that. She says she didn't have time to do it. I'll just leave the dog here, and she took off.
So she
was like one of your dogs, like
smaller bird, some sort of a doodle. But she just went to another gate rest area, tied it to a seat, and came back and go, okay, it's gone. I'm ready to get on the plane. Yeah. And they had all that on videotape. She's been charged with something, and the dog, they had about 1 million people that wanted to adopt it, and the dog is in a safe place and will go to a better owner.
He has been adopted by one of the employees at the airport.
I think it's one of the cops. Like one of the cops, I think.
Could have been a security. Yeah, it could have been one of the security people. Excellent. But they're naming the dog. They're naming the dog JetBlue.
Good for them. And of course, you know how I feel about it. Death penalty.
Death penalty. Absolutely.
Automatic death penalty for abandoning your dog at the airport.
Okay, well, we're adding the circle's getting bigger.
No jail
That's
time.
That's not going to happen. You know that.
No jail time. These are my rules,
You
Daniel.
can chop somebody's head off, and you're not going to get the death penalty.
Death penalty is what you get for abandoning your dog.
Hey, maybe it was on Missy's flight when she was flying back Friday night.
It could have been. Luckily, she didn't come home with the dog for you. By the way, I'm really sorry that women. I said this on Friday, are not smart enough to get an ID. It must be terrible going through life.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
And, all that they have to go through. And did you see Gavin Newsom's latest foot in the mouth?
Yeah. No better way to endear yourself to a group of people than by calling them stupid.
It's just like Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, when she said, kids in the Bronx don't even know what a computer is. Right. And then you see all these black kids on social media. They sneak up on a computer like it's a time bomb, and they go, ooh, 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 what's that? I mean, he basically insulted a whole room full of black people. Yeah. Yeah. And basically told them they all had low SAT scores, when in fact, he doesn't know what their SAT scores were. He said, I'm just like you. I had a low SAT. Mm-hmm. And the minute I saw it, I went, what an idiot.
And then he implied he couldn't read. He says, you ever see me read a speech? I never read a speech because I can't read. So you're
just
dumb
like
and you can't read?
I'm just like you. I can't read, and I have a low
Idiot. And there's no way in hell I'll be able to get an ID.
Yeah.
And he said he had no idea how to get his birth certificate.
Birth certificate, right?
I lost mine years ago, and I have no idea how to get one.
Yeah. All you do is Google it. There's a form.
You find out where you're born, what state it is.
Yeah, and you send them a check, and they send it to. Exactly. I've done it in Tennessee before.
I've done it before in Tennessee.
So, he says something really dumb, and then Mondami. This is a classic one. So they're having like a giant blizzard yesterday and today in the Northeast. What do they call that? A bomb cyclone?
Northeast
cyclone.
Yeah. And so they already, I don't know how the city went to hell in a handbag so quick, just since he got there. There's like garbage piled up.
What did you expect?
But I mean, is there a garbage strike? Because garbage is piled up. The snow removal. When I lived there, man, they got rid of stuff quick. But the snow removal has been terrible, and people have been complaining about it. So he calls a press conference Friday or Saturday, and he goes, the big storm's coming, and if you want to help your other New York... Now, this is something they've had forever. And a lot of people know about it and do about it. So if you show up at, I think they call it a sanitation station, is where they keep a lot of these snow removal vehicles. You can go down and sign up, and they give you shovels, and you can go shovel snow and get paid.
Right.
To help people remove snow. But you've got to have two forms of ID.
Including your social securty card.
But you don't have to show ID to vote.
No, of course not. Because black people, women, and the Hispanics, they can't get an ID. And women women who got married, they don't know how to get their name that's on their birth certificate changed to their married name.
So difficult. It's like Senator John Ossoff here in Georgia had a town hall meeting where you would go to hear him discuss how bad it was to require ID, but in order to get in to hear him say that, you had to have an ID.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Mom Dunny called a state of emergency this morning and is requiring everyone off the street, no driving in New York City, no taxis, no anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the good news,
New York City's going to work.
That's actually smart.
The good news of that is the Muslims can't do their daily prayer right in the middle of Times Square unless they want to be covered up with snow.
Exactly.
And 2.5 feet of snow.
Exactly.
I think right now it was at like 28 inches in New York City.
Yeah, it's a big storm.
Someone suggested you get one of those salt spreader trucks and fill it with bacon
bits. I saw a video of that.
And go right down the middle of Times Square. Yeah, that'll keep them away.
I hope Rodney ain't up there.
No, Listen, they wouldn't even walk within a couple of 100 yards of Rodney. He smells like bacon so often that they wouldn't.
He had a horrible experience the other day, Jack.
What happened?
Terrible. He bought some of that bacon at the grocery store with the hot honey, like mixed in. Have you seen that? And he was so upset. He cooked it, and it was just not
terrible.
Good.
Yeah,
it was not bacon, and he's been distraught all week.
Rodney, don't mess around with perfection. You don't buy microwavable bacon or pre-cooked bacon or bacon with just buy your bacon, cook
or
it.
Turkey bacon.
No, that's strictly against the rules. Strictly against.
Yeah.
I don't mind turkey sausage, but turkey bacon,
no,
it's like cardboard.
Yeah,
I'm not much of a turkey guy at all, really, but. Maybe right when it comes out of the oven, but after that, nah.
Well, it doesn't taste like turkey. It tastes like sausage. They put so much spice and stuff on it. It tastes like regular sausage, but it's made with turkey somehow. I don't know what parts, and I don't think I want to know what parts it's made out of, to be honest with you.
Please be aware that there is no smoking allowed on the Jack Murphy podcast. Unless, of course, you're talking about smoking delicious chicken wings. In which case, smoke away, my friend. Smoke away. Now, back to the podcast.
All right, one final thing. Daniel, you'll appreciate this being, Daniel's a retired banker, Alf. I don't know if you knew that, but he
did not know that.
How many years? 29 years at the bank?
30 years. Yeah.
30 years at the bank over there. And, investments are very important for your future. But you remember, I don't know how long ago it's been, but about 5 years ago or so, that everybody and their brother was buying those NFTs, those non-fungible tokens. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even know what that meant, non-fungible. What is that?
I still don't know what mean.
You both went to college?
I was a lender.
Show me some wisdom and tell me what non-fungible.
I was a lender. I wasn't
Well, fungible means you can turn it into cash, right? Isn't that what it means, Daniel?
I don't know.
Fungible means that you can't. Fungible means you can turn it into cash, right?
Well, I know that when these things were coming out, a lot of financial people were talking about that everything was going to be tokenized. Now, I do use tokens in podcasting, like some of the things that I do, the software that I use to use certain features on the software. I have to put money, like I have a credit card number in there, right? And it takes a certain number of tokens. Like if I want to take an image and change it or whatever, and they use AI to do it, I have to spend a token or two. That's tokenization. That's where a lot of people are doing it. And that's true with a lot of AI. Like if you use Grok 4 or the latest Chat GPTs and you want it to make videos or stuff, you got to spend tokens to do it. And tokens are just money. But people were talking about back then that houses were going to be tokenized. You'd no longer have a deed. There would be a token, and that that would be the future. All that died out pretty quickly. But all these, there were a lot of, like, I remember LeBron James bought one and paid millions of dollars for it. But Justin Bieber bought the most famous one. It was the Bored Ape. Remember that? It was like Gilbert.
Yeah.
But it was it was called, you can look it up on the internet. It was the Bored Ape. And he paid $1.3 million for it. Now, imagine this. All it is a cartoon, a digital cartoon.
Yeah.
But it can't, somehow it can't be duplicated. And I went, well, I bet I can take a screenshot of it if I could.
Well, how is he going to make it? How is he going to make any money off his investment?
Well, it's the rarity. It was created by this artist. This famous artist created the Bored Ape. Was it Banksy? Anyway, some artist did it. And it was the only one. It was one of one. So it was supposed to increase in value. And then everybody started buying them. All these NBA players were buying them. All these rap artists were buying them. And they were just going to go through the roof. Well, the Bored Ape NFT is now worth $12,000.
Wow.
It's lost 99% of its value in 3 years. And it's estimated that about 90% of them have lost over 99% of their value in that. Now, that's going to be interesting because I don't know if you paid attention, but I've paid attention to it for the last 8 years or so. And I was an idiot and never bought any. But Bitcoin's in a real... Now, Bitcoin has done this a bunch, where it goes up, you go up to 20,000 and then back down to $500. And then it would go up to 50,000 and back down to, $10,000. It's done this a bunch. In fact, a lot of the experts on Bitcoin say it's a cycle. But it never has done what it was promised to do, kind of like the NFTs. When you first started hearing about Bitcoin in a mainstream way, it was probably 7 or 8 years ago, and it was like, hey, it'll be the new currency. Your credit card will be Bitcoin, and you have instant, transparent transfers, and you can't be cheated. Blah. It's never happened.
It's not going to.
Every now and then you'll see a machine at a convenience store where you could buy Bitcoin with your.
I've seen that. I was like,
who would do that? But Bitcoin is down. It's down like $30,000 or $40,000.
It went up to like 125,000 and then is dropping back down to in the 70 to 80 range now, I think.
And there's a guy named Michael Saylor who owns a company called Micro something, but it's a investment firm, and all they do is Bitcoin. And they own, I guess it's considered, there's only 21 million Bitcoin, period. But they own, I think, 4 or 5% of all the Bitcoin that's out there right now. And so people have been giving him money. And I read the other day, his average cost per Bitcoin is in the $70,000 range. So they were asking him, hey, what's going to happen to MicroStrategy's the name of his company, Michael Saylor. They said, what's going to happen if it drops down to 20,000? He goes, oh, it's no problem for us. We're very well capitalized. I'm thinking, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. But, God, if we'd only been smart enough back in 2012 to spend
when you get it for $200.
No, when you could get it for 25 cents or 20 cents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in 2012.
Well, there's been so many of them that
in 2012,
if you'd just taken a chance on, you would have made a fortune.
And if you bought it in 2009, it was like pennies.
Yeah.
You could have bought up, hundreds of thousands of them and been a multi-billionaire. But we can't go back. We can only go forward.
That's it.
Now, let me ask you this. If you had the money, Daniel, you do, how low does it have to go before you load up on some Bitcoin to ride it back to the top?
Back to 20 cents.
It'd have to go way down. What about you? If you had the money laying around, Alpha, and it kept dropping, would you buy it at some point?
Yeah, if it kept dropping, I'm like Daniel. I'd let it. I'd want it to go way down. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw an expert, the guy that studies the cycles. He said it could drop to 30,000 before its next. When it really takes off.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of money.
I'm too scared. I wouldn't touch it.
That's still a lot of money.
Yeah. So, Daniel, did you get a lot of snow from the nor'easter up in Virginia?
No, it got a little white, and then it's still laying out there a little bit, but not too bad.
No.
I mean,
just bitterly cold here, but go USA!
USA!
Go USA! We came, by the way. I believe. Let me check. Double check. I think we came in second. Is that right?
Yeah. On the
in what? Oh, in the medal count? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No big surprise. Norway came in first.
Of course. Yeah, they live that stuff.
Yeah, and we came in second. So that's a good showing. So congratulations to Team USA. Congratulations to all of you for sticking with us through today's Jack Murphy podcast. If you haven't, please subscribe. Maybe we can buy some Bitcoin. Like the video, and come on back tomorrow for another episode of the Jack Murphy podcast. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Alpha. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching the Jack Murphy Podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Go ahead, ring it. Get alerts when a new episode drops, and tell your friends about the Jack Murphy Podcast. But only the cool friends, please. Tune in next time for another episode of the Jack Murphy Podcast.